No, I'm just kidding. It was a Halloween night for the kids.
It was
The mom was warning
cold.
them
It
not
was
to
a
go.
cold winter night, right?
Yes.
And, you're telling the story now. We're
You're
both gonna tell the story, okay? It was
Should
a
introduce
cold
ourselves first.
It was a cold winter. This is Grammy. This is Sierra. We're going to tell you a very scary story, dear Leila. You're going to be very
Scared.
scared. Is it going to be still? Can you see all the background?
No.
I wanted the cartoons to be on. You're going to have to walk around with it, Mija.
Okay.
Cartoons.
Okay, you can't set it down.
Oh,
You
okay.
cannot set it down.
Okay.
No.
And Corey can come and sit down occasionally with a blue hat, so that we can introduce you, Corey. Okay? Oh my gosh! And
She just did her hair.
She just did her hair.
Oh, for goodness sakes, it'll look just as bad after you take this. She is so bad. Get your little ass over
Get into
here.
character and get that
Yeah,
laugh
get
right.
Get character.
Get that laugh right.
Goodness sakes. All right. Okay. So when you're ready,
Wait a minute.
clap your hands.
Wait a minute. Let me get my...
We don't have to wait for you because you're going to wander in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the hat's going to be there.
Well, hold on, because I have to pee.
Ay, Chihuahua. Will we never get this movie done? Okay, Mija.
Here.
It was a dark.
No, she can't.
Stay
film.
focused on it, just like that. She's doing fine.
Okay, yeah.
Just while I go to the
We'll
bathroom.
concentrate on our story. It was a cold, dark winter night.
Camera.
You mean...
It was Halloween. The wind was howling. Oh, yes. And it looked like it was going to rain. But the kids were so excited to go out. There was Jimmy and Bobby and Sarah and Susie.
One was a ballerina.
And
one
one of
was
them-
one was a ballerina. One was a skeleton. One was a pumpkin. One was
Yeah, one was a pumpkin, a ballerina. What else?
a skeleton.
Yes, and the one fat little boy, his name was
Jimmy.
Jimmy. Yes, he lived in the house next door, and so they all went out with their costumes on, and they got full of candy. Oh, everybody had lots of candy for them. They had lollipops. They had popcorn in bags. They had what else did they have? Cookies. Some mothers had made cookies, and so
Snickers.
they had bags full. Their bags were full. But the fat little boy, he said, "I want to go up the hill to that old haunted house." And they said, "No, Mommy said we cannot go there." Well, he said, "Are you scared, little Bobby?" His name was Bobby Sims. He lived next door,
So Bobby says,
the hat.
no.
You gotta put the hat on. Yes, and so, this little Bobby said, "I'm not afraid," and the ballerina said, "I'm not afraid either." And so, and all of it, the pumpkin,
Wasn't the ballerina a
the
guy?
pumpkin, what else? The pumpkin, the skeleton. They all started to go up the hill. It was dark. It was really dark, and they said, "Well, that's a very scary house. I don't think we should be there."
Who lives there?
Mom said they said, "Well, it's Mr. Jenkins' house. It's okay. He might have something good for us." Well, are you paying attention to my story?
I'm correcting you.
Meow.
when-
So you can say meow.
I'm a rabbit.
Oh, I thought
What's
she was
up, Doc?
You had a cat face. Anyway, excuse me,
The
Leila.
ballerina was a guy, remember?
Everybody's getting into this story, and I can't do my story.
Oh, Grim. Okay, anyways.
I'm okay.
So-
I'm okay. All right.
This is what happened next.
Okay. Oh, and so Leila. Now then, they started to go up the hill, and what happened, Sierra? What happened?
And they saw a pumpkin, and the pumpkin was...
No. Where did they? No. They saw that they got closer to Mr. Jenkins' house, and then let me tell my story, Leila.
Let me tell.
No, you be quiet, Leila.
You be quiet.
And so there was this house up on the hill. It was dark except for a pumpkin in the window, and it was flashing. The
face would
eyes
change.
on the pumpkin would go like that.
The face would go.
Yeah. Yes. And then so wait a minute, where was I? Oh yeah. And then they went up there and they knocked on the door and the door opened. How did the door go? All by itself. Nobody opened it. I across my heart. Nobody opened it. And who's that witch over there? Mr. Jenkins. Oh yeah, Mrs. Jenkins over there. So anyway, wait a minute, Leila. And so the door opened, and there was nobody there. And then they said that Mr. Jenkins. They saw somebody, and they said they knocked on the door, okay, this was before the door opened. They knocked on the door, and the door opened. And there was this old man. Where's Mr. Jenkins? Where's your hat, Mr. Jenkins? Put your hat back on, Mr. Jenkins.
That was Mrs. Jenkins.
Oh my God, she took off.
That's the hunchback.
That's the hunchback. That's the hunchback. That's not Mr. Jenkins. Mr. Jenkins. So cheer me. I mean,
Leila.
Leila. I love Leila. And so, they said they knocked on the door. Somebody knocked on the door. And they said, trick or treat, trick or treat.
Give me something good to eat.
They said, trick or treat. And they said, the door opened. And there stood this horrible old man. He had a couple of teeth in front. Some of them were really brown and black. And he stuck his bony hand into the bag, and he pulled out candies, and they were, what do you suppose they were? They were skeleton candies. Yes, and each of the boys got a bunch. They got like eyes, those
They
like
were real.
candy eyes, and they got like they had blood on them, and he put them in the bags for all the kids, the little ballerina, everybody. And then he said, what did he say? Mr. Jenkins said, trick or treat, happy Halloween. Happy Halloween. And all the kids got so scared. The fat boy, you know, the one that
He peed his pants.
he peed on his pants and he stumbled down as he was
a
running,
ballerina.
like Aunt Corey did when she was picking flowers up, and her flowers fell everywhere, just like that. The little fat boy stumbled down, and he had his little suit was full of grass and dirt where he had peed. And the ballerina too. She was so scared. She peed her pants too. So they all ran down crying. Oh, you should have seen them crying. And they went home and they said, and then they got the little Bobby Sims. He said, Mommy, we're back already. And he said, oh, wonderful, son. Did you have a good time? And they said, oh, yes. Yes, you know what, Mommy? We went up to Mr. Jenkins' house. Yeah, and there was an old man there, and he gave us these candies. And the mother looked at him. She was horrified. The eyes had blood on them, and the skeletons they had real bones. And so Mommy said, that's funny. I thought that house was deserted. And so she called the sheriff, somebody's over in Mr. Jenkins' house. I think there's squatters there, and so then the sheriff said, why there's nobody there. Oh my God, it's the witch from Halloween past. Yes, we're okay. We're okay. Go get her, snow leopard. Go get her, snow leopard. Well, back to the story.
He's not a dog.
And so the mother called the sheriff, and the sheriff said, "I'm going to go up there and investigate." And he went up there. He went up there to check, and there was nobody there.
And he never came back.
Nobody.
He never came back.
There was no pumpkin in the window. There was nothing. And
It wasn't even a house. Nothing.
it was a house. Anyway, so then the sheriff came down and spoke to the mommy. He said, "Ma'am, there's nobody up there right now. The kids are mistaken. There's nobody there." And the mother and the kids looked at each other. Oh my God, it was the dead Mr. Jenkins who came to haunt the house on Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
And that's the end of the story.
Yay!
I hope you liked it, my
Bravo!
Woo!
And all the players.
Woo!
Introduction bows, please, for the entire theatrical troupe. Yay! Very good. Very good.
Snow leopard.
Tia Corey.
Tia Corey, Snow Leopard, everybody.
Snow leopard.
We love you, Leila. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Maybe you put your picture in there.
Hi, Leila.
Wow. Okay, that's good. That's good.
With the
Alrighty,
tears.
well,
Happy Halloween.